Good afternoon. My name is Greg Higgins, Chair of the Natural Resource Commission, and I am calling this public meeting to order at 1 p.m. on May 11th, 2020. The Commission will review a couple of agenda items and then adjourn. In accordance with the Commonwealth of Massachusetts Executive Order of March 12, 2020, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, we are conducting this meeting virtually to ensure public access to the deliberations of the meeting. The public may access this call through video conferencing or telephone. If you're on the telephone and I ask you to speak, please press #9. All screens will be shut off. All audio will be muted and only opened up when seeking public comment. And once the commission has discussed the issues, we will open up for public meeting. At this time, let's just introduce ourselves. Lynn?
Lynn Huggins.
Ed?
Ed Nardi.
Judy?
Judy Zonbrecker.
And we don't have Nick. I don't see him, right? All right. Well, anyways, we need to continue an item 137-1520. Can I have a motion to continue that till Wednesday?
I make a motion to continue to May 13th, the following notice of intent application, file number 137-1520. It's notice of intent application for Gregory Sincata, Concord Country Club.
Second. Do I have a second? And that was Lynn second.
Lynn Huggins second.
All those in favor, let's do it. Ed?
Aye.
Judy?
Aye.
Lynn?
Aye.
And I am aye as well. Moving right along, we have a proposed legislative bill on mosquito control, which we all have had some information sent to us about. What are your, I guess, yeah, please. The issue basically boils down to the state granting itself the right to kind of spray where they feel like without much notification. I don't know how. What do some of the commissioners think about this? Anybody have anything to say? Uh-oh.
The letter is, I think, very thorough, spells out the issues, spells out our concerns, puts forward some constructive suggestions of ways to either slow this down or things to consider if they do move ahead. I think it's really well done, and I agree with everything that's set forth.
I have the same sentiments. Ed, how do you feel?
Yeah, no, I would concur with both you and Lynn. I think it's well laid out and appropriately, addressed all those concerns. So yeah, I agree.
I don't know what the need for such action is on anybody's, on the town, the state's part, but I guess Delia, I think the commission is pretty much spoken, and we should open to the public if anyone else has. Dan, if you wouldn't mind, would you please put your complete name up on the screen? I'd appreciate it. I know Mark and Tanya are the Galises. And I guess Designs, I don't know who they are either. Is there any comment from the public in this regard in terms of this mosquito proposal by the state?
Mark? Hello. Yes. Yeah. Hi, this is Mark Galis, 62 Prescott Road. I just want to say I support your response that this is, somebody, state sort of taking overly broad power and not really making it clear, what the criteria would be to apply it or not. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that. Anyone else have any thoughts? We have a couple of chats. I'm trying to put.
I've asked people to put their names in, and
correct.
Response back from Dan that he's trying to put in his name. He's trying to figure out how. Dan, if you
Dan, top right corner, you'll see 3 dots in a blue box. press on that, and then it'll have edit name or something of that nature, and just do that. There you go. Thank you very much. Any other comments in this regard? I don't mind waiting a few seconds so that people may be having a problem. Remember, if you pound 9, if you're on the phone, that'll be fine, and we can listen to you there. Would ask that you would identify yourself. All right, hearing none, seeing none, I think it's time to hear what the commissioner, if somebody would like to make a motion potentially to accept this letter as written, please do so.
I make a motion that we submit the letter as shown to us to be sent to the hearing for legislative bill H4650 for mosquito control.
Do I have, and that was Judy.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is Lynn. I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor, Ed,
Aye.
Judy,
Aye.
Lynn,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. That's unanimous. Thank you, guys. Second item is the USFW's proposed hunt plan at the Great Meadow National Wildlife Refuge. And I assume all of us have seen the proposed response and its edits. It seems to, it seems to be to the right folks, and it seems to indicate what I would consider a proper sentiments. Yeah, if you'd like to throw that up and maybe just scroll, in case folks haven't seen it, we could scroll through it very slowly. But basically what we're saying is that we don't understand the basis of what they're doing this for. It seems to me there are no black bears in the area here that would be hunted, and if there was one or two, I don't know what you're hunting for. Secondly, Delia, you'd know this. I don't know this, but I think I'm right. Turkeys, are they like guinea hens and all that would eat a lot of the chicks and everything in the woods? Are they an animal that we are overly populated with, or it doesn't seem that way to me that we need to cull them, so to speak?
I don't know of any the only overpopulation I know with birds is, geese for sure, house sparrows, which aren't even proposed, but not turkey that I'm aware of. I don't know why we suddenly opened up a turkey shoot. Any of the other commissioners have thoughts?
Question I have is not so much the content of the letter, but is this a letter that will be submitted per the Federal Register for the comment period, or is this going directly to the manager, who's drafted the plan?
The intention was that it was sent to the refuge manager. It could also, it could concurrently or subsequently be sent to the, in response to the Federal Register. I don't see why not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I think that I think both are important. And my experience on sending when one wants to make a comment with regards to Federal Register, many times it helps to have clearly the appropriate entities, but it helps to have quantity in addition to quality. In fact, quantity many times is more important than quality in terms of we oppose this or we agree with this, and then outlining the reasons. So I think it's important as maybe the town thinks about that. Do we want to send 2 separate letters to the Federal Register so that our point of view would be counted twice as opposed to just once? So just a thought. I think to the manager, it would make more sense for it to be 1 letter.
Yeah. Is that the old philosophy? Throw enough against the wall, some of it will stick. I think a well-written letter, which I think this would be fine with me, but I don't know what are other.
I think my experience with Federal Register, commenting on that, because I used to do that in my job, is that you certainly groups like the town would want to have a well thought out argument, which we do have, and put that in there. And they do they do look at that for especially like industry associations and large companies. Hopefully they look at it for towns. But there also is some benefit to having like, gee, we had 500 letters opposing this in Concord. And that may have some impact also, because then you start getting into the politics of it.
And if there are any from the public listening here, I suppose that would follow that we'd urge them to send their own letter in.
Right, yeah.
And maybe we could facilitate that, Delia, by putting the address, or somehow they could contact you if they needed to get the address of where to send that letter.
Mhm.
Sure. So there is on Fish and Wildlife's website, the address, this plan and the how to comment is on their website. And there is a news release that was issued a week or two ago.
Yeah.
That I'm happy to share with people if they're interested with the information.
Right, right. Lynn or Ed, do you have any comments, thoughts?
No, I think,
No.
again, I think it's.
Good letter.
Yeah.
Mhm.
See, all right, no more comments from this fellow here at talking, but anyone out there in the public have some thoughts that they would like to share?
If you could raise your hand in the chat, we can see you and we can see that.
These are his.
Where is it?
Chat is there. We are unmuted, actually.
Raise hand.
I don't know.
Mark Galis, you want to say something?
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah. So yeah, I strongly support this response also, and we certainly are going to write a letter. I have just a number of quick comments. I sent you a note with some of my concerns.
Yes, you did.
You know, I'm not an expert in this area, but I noted a complete absence of studies, inventories, impact studies, you know, comparable land location, you know, semi-urban, you know, there's a very rare resource here and all that. So I do think this is ill-timed. I also, as I mentioned in the note, think that it's, you know, a bad time to contemplate any such large change because people are not able to, you know, freely gather and have open meetings. I don't think the outreach by the Fish and Wildlife was adequate. A lot of people we've talked to just found out about this, and there's a 70-day period. Excuse me, Tanya, did you want to say something?
Yes, this
Go
is
ahead.
Tanya. I wanted to also ask if it's possible to post this meeting online so that we will be able to share the link with. We know some neighbors are concerned also. We could share the link with them and they could follow it if they haven't been following it right now. Like MMN.
What do you mean, share the link to what meeting?
Oh, to do this meeting that your discussion right now.
Our link is on our site. The
Oh.
link to this meeting is on our site.
But I mean, is it recorded? Will
No,
there
the
be a
record. I
recording?
meant the recording because just when you announced that it might help to have letters from the public, it might be good for them to just be able to, you know, watch this meeting as some other meetings are posted online, the recordings of them. Anyway, so when you say people should write letters directly, do you mean just to the U.S. Fisheries and Wildlife, or also to the Select Board, for example, in order to support them in their response?
That's completely up to you. I would suggest you write any and all letters that you feel
Okay, thank you.
fitting. But it seems to me we are trying to influence the Fish and Wildlife people. So I would
Right.
urge you to at least get a letter to them, whether the Select Board needs a letter or not. I don't think
Yes,
so.
yes. Also the inter.
We do have a representative from the Select Board here.
Right.
And
Yes,
Mark
so I'm
doesn't-
sure-
Yeah,
And her function is to deliver messages from her subcommittees. So I have quite a bit of faith that Jane will do that.
yes. So this is Mark again. Just a couple more things. With regard to where the response should be sent, I know there's something on the link from the Great Meadows NWR website, but could Delia clarify if she knows, there's like an address for U.S. Fish and Wildlife for this plan. There's also the New England Wildlife, Combined Refuge Organization. There's the local one. Our responses are supposed to go to the quote unquote plan link.
So Linfu is the refuge manager for the Eastern
Mhm.
wildlife refuges. That is Great Meadows, Usfw, Assabet, and the other 5 in the eastern part of the state. So submit your letters to Linfu, the refuge manager, at the 73 Weir Hill Road address in Sudbury.
Right.
As well as, I don't know the address for the Federal Register, but that's something that we can easily find out.
Yeah, I think it would help the public to clarify if they send only one letter where it should go, because bureaucracy sometimes ends up with dead letters. The other thing I wanted to mention is, as I noted in my note, and it's relevant to the comment about more letters or 2 letters, whatever. Has there been any communication with the other affected communities that share this extended refuge in their towns? Because I think it wouldn't hurt if there was any common element of response to any aspect, even just the timing or the studies. You might want to consider whether a separate combined in addition to individual town response could be useful. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So the letters are going to be sent to the adjacent towns with the Great Meadows Refuge within their boundaries. So Sudbury, Bedford, Carlisle are copied on the response.
Okay, I mean, yeah, absolutely. At least the other towns we should all be aware of what the other towns are doing.
Any other comment? I do want to say that Peter Gallagher did send us an email with his comments earlier today, which I don't know whether all the commissioners have had a chance to read it. It came in post noon.
Just came in, right?
Shortly. I did read it. It is certainly, I think, a letter of opposition at this time to what their proposal is, and I'm not sure whether how long his opposition would last if they changed what they were doing. But at this point, I think I would consider it an opposition letter. Are there any other comments from?
So there's a hand up that's been up for a little while on this phone number that will unmute. And then I see, Jane, you have your hand up as well. So I'm going to unmute this phone number, 978-776-909, if you just want to introduce yourself.
Hello?
Hello, this is Lydia Ladinsky from 86 Bedford Street. I think from what I've been hearing for the past few minutes addresses some of my questions, so thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Urge you to, if you'd like to write a letter, please do. Jane.
Okay, I'm unmuted. I just wanted to say thanks to the commissioners and Delia for taking the ball on this. And yes, we're going to be discussing this on our Thursday select board meeting. And for any of the residents and members of the public who are on the lines, the select board is very supportive of the NRC's letter. And while you're always welcome to write us about your concerns and thoughts, and certainly I would encourage it, I think the more direct approach right now is to get as many of your thoughts to both the local Fish and Wildlife refuge manager and U.S. Fish and Wildlife probably. And I also would encourage you to take the CC lines from the NRC's letter, or the select board soon to be letter, and make sure that you copy your local representatives so that they know that this, there's a greater response to this. But thank you all.
Thanks, Jane. Any other comments from the public? Or, of course, the commissioner, if you had further thoughts. I don't see anything in chat.
Greg?
Judy?
Just one other point, as Jane mentioned about sending a letter to your representative. This goes back to the mosquito control one. If people on this call are opposed to that proposed House bill, That's
Good point.
another opportunity, is to write your local representative and state rep, a Senate rep, your thoughts on that bill too.
I would
Good
point
point.
out that we received this notification on the bill a week ago today, and I understand that they're going to be voting on it today or tomorrow. So, in other words, if you have comments,
Yeah, send it right away.
Are they required at all to meet in public like we are in terms of Zoom? Or is this just a staff thing at state? It's kind of odd, but anyways. Moving
They're
right
passing
along.
legislation without being in the State House.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, oh, this is the letter, yes. You're going to show?
somebody just put into the chat that they were hoping to see the letter. This is the letter that has been drafted that will be reviewed by Select Board. I'm just going to go through it quickly. If somebody would like a copy of it, we provide you with an electronic version of that. And I will just go down to the bottom where it gives you the representatives to also include.
Just for the public's sake, you can see that this will be a joint letter and it has not been acted upon by the selectmen. So it has to be considered in draft form at this point. Not for us, but as far as the selectmen's concerned, they have got to still discuss this and act upon it.
Okay.
All right. I think people can see all that information is easily attained online as to who one would contact in the state and senators and state Lori Trahan as well. So I've only got, let's see if I see anybody, because otherwise I'm going to ask for a motion from someone.
Yeah, so let me clarify this then, Greg. So this letter is going to go out from the select board. Yes, I guess that was it.
Yes.
Signed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our motion is what we're recommending to the select board, that they adopt and endorse this letter.
This had, I think Jane could speak to this a little bit, but Jane has had input, and I think it's going to be her proposal to the select board, this letter. So yeah, the whole, you got there's got to be a chicken before the egg or the egg before the chicken. And this is our proposal to the board. I guess if the select board doesn't sign on to this letter and modifies it to any great degree, then we would send this off as our letter, and the board would send their own.
Right. So that's covering my question then. So in terms of a motion, we're moving to
we're moving to send this letter off to those folks, and the hope is that,
right.
that the chair of the board would be allowed to sign that as a vote from the board, and it would go out jointly. Yes.
Right.
Otherwise, it would go out just us.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a good question, by the way.
And if it doesn't help, we discussed the letter without having it yet, but the fact that it was going to be developed by the NRC and shared with us at our last week's select board meeting. So there's a general support already.
The tenor of the letter.
Yes, the tenor of the letter. I believe I'm the only, well, actually, I believe maybe the chair has also seen it, but I'll be discussing it on Thursday. Yeah.
Any other thoughts? Otherwise, I would like a motion.
Okay, then I would move that we approve this letter to about the proposed hunt plan at the Great Meadows Wildlife Refuge, and to be forwarded to the select board in the hopes that they adopt the content of the letter and
Co-sign.
co-sign.
Yeah. Do we have a second on that?
Second.
if you wouldn't mind taking the letter down, maybe. So
Sure,
people-
sorry, yep.
So that was, Lynn made the motion and Ed seconded it. Any further discussion? Seeing none, let's vote. Judy?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Lynn?
Aye.
And I am an aye as well. That was unanimous. I think that is our agenda. I don't think we need any further discussion on anything. I appreciate the public coming in on this. I think it's one of those things that comes in front of us once in a blue moon and happens to come in this kind of circumstance. Do we have a motion to adjourn? And just to remind everyone, we do have a scheduled meeting this Wednesday at 7 o'clock, which is a meeting carryover from the prior Wednesday. I only mention it because it is an unusual meeting date.
I move to adjourn. That's Judy.
Second, that's Lynn.
All those in favor, Ed,
Aye.
Judy,
Aye.
Lynn,
Aye.
and I'm an aye as well. That's unanimous. Thank you all very much and look forward to seeing most or some of you Wednesday. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Frank.
guys.
Aye.
Bye.